مرحبا بكم في ماس اكاديمي فور اول. الهدف من هذا الفيديو ان احنا بنراجع يونت 1 وهنحل كل مسائل الشالنج في يونت 1 من كتاب المعاصر. Okay. The following number are arranged in descending order. The following number are arranged in descending order, descending from the greatest to the least, from the bigger to the smaller. Okay. من الكبير للصغير. احنا بنلاحظ هنا ان الفور ديجيت الاولانيين هنا the same, and the fifth digit here this is 9 9 and 6 6. We go to the greatest to the least. Okay, and if I switch the 9 to 6, this became 2 6, and the 2 6s became 2 9s. Okay, if I note just from this column here, the number switch from the greatest to the least, it became from the least to greatest. 2 6s first and 2 9 after. And mean what I notice here in ascending order. The same thing here. This is 9 6 became 69. I switched, and here 96. And keep going. Okay, we're going to look for the complete answer the next slide. Mean this one descending order, and after I switch the 6 by 9 and the 9 by 6 became ascending order, from least to greatest, from the least to greatest. If I look here, this is 6 9 for the 2 9s, for the 2 6s 6 9. Next one. What is the greatest whole number that rounds to 300,000? And what is the least? Before I answer these questions, we're going to few examples. What is the greatest whole number that rounds to 30? And what is the least? I encourage you to pause and try this by yourself, because practice makes you perfect. And when you do mistake, we learn from our mistake. This is how to learn. And we're going to check our answer in the next slide. The greatest is 34, because when I round to the nearest 10, when I round, you have 1 0 here, I have to round it to the nearest 10. When I round this to the nearest 10, 4 is the number in front of the 3 poor. I'm not going to add nothing. Means I just write 3 and I turn 4 to 0. 2, number in front of the 2 is 5, is rich. I add 1, this became 3. And every digit in front of the 2 turns to 0. And this is the greatest whole number. And this is the least whole number when you round it to 30. We're going to do the same questions. Instead of 30, we're going to write 300. We move to the next slide. Please pause and try this by yourself. And when you're done, we're going to check our answer in the next slide. Because in front of the 300, in front of this 300, in front of the 3 2 zeros, means you round it in this time to the nearest 100. To the nearest 100. The same thing. The number in front of the 3 is 4, is poor. We're not going to add nothing to 3. I type 3 here. Okay. And the number of the front of the 3 2 digit, I turn them to zeros. Here, the number in front of the 2 is rich. I add 1 to 2, became 3. And you have 2 digits in front of the 2, I turn them to zeros. The next example, The next example, we're going to, instead of 300, we're going to make 3000. Please, I encourage you to pause and you try this by yourself. And when you're done, we're going to check our answer the next slide. Because in front of the 3000 here, in front of the three zeros, means I'm going to round this to the nearest thousand. To the nearest thousand. Okay, 4 is 4. I'm not going to add nothing to 3. And this is 3 digit, I turn them to zeros. 5 is the number in front of 2 is rich. I add 1 to 2 became 3. And this 3 digit in front of 2, I turn them to zeros. The next question, we're going to solve our problem. Please pause and try this by yourself. You have 5 zeros here in front of the 3. And the 3 in the hundreds, this is 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, means I have to round it to the 100,000 place. Please try it. If you do, even you do mistake, we learn from our mistake. And when we're done, we're going to check our answer the next slide. And this is the answer for our questions. The greatest whole number is 349,999. And the least whole number 250,000. That's it. If you round it to the nearest 100,000, 4 is poor. They did get nothing. And in front of the 3, 5 digit, I write 5 zeros. In front of the 2 is rich. I add 1 to 2. And you have 5 digits in front of the 2. And this is our answer. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. Please, if you have any question, write it in the comment below.